Well, good morning, welcome. So we'll start as we often do in a seated position. So begin to arrange yourself in a comfortable seat if you haven't already. Begin to allow the eyes to close as you guide your attention inside your body. Beginning to check in with sensation that's present. Noticing what you might feel within your physical body, as well as any sensations or thoughts, any emotions that might be present as well. And as you start to become aware of your internal environment, begin to also deepen your breath so that your breath starts to support this feeling of the body and the mind being unified. And then we'll guide our palms together in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up toward the ceiling. Just begin to reach up through one hand, then up through the other side, left and right a few times. Just gently pulling on the fingers a little bit as you lengthen each side of the body. And then as you separate the arms, take them behind the back. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up across the chest. Begin to turn the head from side to side. All right, and then reach the chin up. And drop it down. Again, lifting up. And dropping down. And once more lifting. And dropping. All right, as you bring your head back up to center, go ahead and release the arms. And then go ahead and now come down onto your back. As you come onto your back, take a moment to hug your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle squeeze, a little rock from side to side. And then roll to your left side. As you come to rest on your left side, you might rest your head on your left arm, the floor, or a soft prop. And then we'll just take the right hand to the right shoulder and start to rotate there. A few circles in one direction. And a few circles the opposite way. All right, then we'll reach the right hand up toward the ceiling. Take a full breath in. And exhale as you twist. Send that right arm out and back toward the space behind you. And just make your twist as comfortable as possible for you. So maybe you scoot the knees in a little bit closer and rest your left hand on your top knee. Maybe it would feel nice to use some props in this rotation today, maybe something soft under the right arm or between the knees. But just take a moment to land into your rotation. Relax the shoulders. Really relax any part of the body that doesn't actually have to work here. All right, we'll take one more breath. And then slowly guide the knees back to center. Once you get back to center, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Guide the legs in toward the chest, reaching through for that left leg. You might grab around the left shin or behind the knee. But just rock a little side to side as well as rotate through the left ankle. Wiggle and move the toes. All right, then we'll take the hands behind the left knee so that the left leg can straighten up toward the ceiling. Start to reach up through the heel, actively pulling your toes down. And then point the toes up. Create a little stretch on the top of the foot, the front of the ankle. Again, reach your heel up, pull your toes down. And point the toes up. All right, let that left knee bend. Let the right leg uncross, and then roll to your right side. Again, maybe your head is resting on your right arm, the floor, a soft prop. But then we'll take the left hand to the left shoulder and start to rotate. A couple of times in one direction. And a couple of times the opposite way. All right, then reach the left hand up toward the ceiling. Take a full breath in. And exhale as you twist, sending your left arm out and back toward the floor behind you. Again, as you start to land into this rotation, make it as comfortable as possible for your body. So maybe if you want some support under your left arm or in between your knees, feel free to do that. And then start to relax any part of the body that might be working too hard here. All right, take one more breath. And then as you ease the legs back to center, this time we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Guide the legs in toward the chest, reaching through for your right leg. Rock a little side to side, as well as rotate through the right ankle. Wiggle and move the toes. All right, and then we'll take the hands behind the right knee so the right leg is able to straighten up toward the ceiling. Reaching up through the heel as you pull your toes down, sensing into the back of the leg. And then point the toes up. And sensing into the front of the foot, the top of the ankle. Again, heel up, toes reach down. And once more, point the toes. All right, so as that foot and ankle relax, release both feet down to the floor, step them as wide as the mat, and start to sway your knees from side to side. All right, and then roll to one side so that you can press up and onto hands and knees. As you come up onto hands and knees, we'll start with our hands about shoulder distance, knees about hip distance. And as you inhale, let the belly drop, lifting your head and your tail. As you exhale, tuck and round. Again, just moving with your breath. Coming into back bend as you inhale and forward bend as you exhale. Moving through cat-cow. All right, one more round of breath. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, we'll tuck our toes under, lift the knees and pause. Sensing the engagement of the belly, take another breath in. And then exhale as you lift all the way up into downward facing dog. We'll start to lift and lower the heels a few times. All right, release down to your knees. Step your left foot forward to your left hand. Lifting up into a short lunge with the front knee over the ankle and the right hip over the knee. We'll take the right hand across to the left knee and then sweep the left hand forward and up and back and down. Just rotating a few times here through the left shoulder. All right, so the next time you take your left arm back, go ahead and pause in the twist. Turn your head to look back towards that left hand, but then turn your left palm up toward the ceiling so you're externally rotating at your shoulder. So your thumb is going back toward the space behind you as far as your entire arm is able to allow that to happen. And then go the opposite way. So roll the thumb up and forward and down. So your shoulder starts to roll in. And maybe the thumb even starts to go back again, but this time the shoulder is rolling forward. And just do that a few times. Thumb up and back. Thumb up and forward. Just a few times, sensing into your shoulder that way. All right, sweep the left hand forward. Both hands to the floor. Step forward into a forward fold. Now, your knees can be any amount bent here that feels good for your body. Give the head a little shake. Yes and no. All right, then take your hands back to the floor. Step back into downward dog. All right, inhale, release down to your knees. Exhale, sit back toward your feet into child's pose for a full breath. With your next inhale, rise back up onto hands and knees. And then as you exhale, step your right foot forward to your right hand. Again, just stepping into that short lunge with your front knee over your ankle and your left hip over your knee. Take the left hand over to the right knee and then sweep the right hand forward and up and back and down, rotating through the shoulder. All right, as you take your right arm back this next time, pause in the twist, turn your head to look back, and then start to point that thumb back toward the space behind you so your palm turns up. Just letting the arm rotate back as far as it's able to. And then rotate the opposite way. Take your thumb back up and now forward and down. Rolling the shoulder in. And just do that a few times, sensing into your right shoulder. All right, now sweep the right hand forward. Both hands to the floor. Step forward, back into your forward fold. This time we'll just walk our hands up the fronts of the legs, rising to stand. And then we'll come right into breath of joy. So feet about hip distance or maybe a little wider. 3 inhales as you take the arms forward and then out and then up. Exhale as you bend your knees and sweep your arms back. All right, so we'll do this roughly 15 breaths. So have a stance between your feet that you feel grounded and steady. Have some buoyancy in your knees. And let's begin. Last breath. And then just pause with your forearms resting on your thighs. Take a few breaths, feeling the back expand and relax with that breath. And then slowly rise back to stand. We'll take our arms up into a cactus position with the elbows bent. And then as you now inhale, twist over toward your right side. As you exhale, twist over to the left. Breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Now you can do this at any speed that you wish. Slow it down, speed it up as you wish. And release the arms. Let them sway and tap the sides of the body like empty coat sleeves. And then just gradually come to relative stillness. One hand finding the heart, one hand finding the belly. All right, bring the arms back up. We'll breathe the opposite way, this time inhaling over to the left, exhaling over to the right. Again, move at a speed that works well for you. You can speed it up, slow it down as you wish. Again, release the arms, let them sway side to side, and tap the sides of the body. All right, once again, one hand finds the heart, one hand finds the belly. As you pause in stillness, checking back in with your thoughts, your emotions, and any physical sensations that you might now be aware of. All right, so we'll do an energetic tapping of the whole body. So stand in a way that you can reach the insides of your legs and just start to gently tap the insides of your legs. Coming all the way up and then back down. Come up the fronts of your legs. Up the outside. Back down. Up the back. Coming up the hips. Up the back. Sides of the rib cage. Belly. Chest. Underneath the armpit. Over the shoulder. Down the top of the arm. Up the inside of the arm. I like to do the arms twice. Back up. Switch sides underneath the armpit. Down the top of the arm. Up the inside. Gently tap the back of your neck with your fingertips. Come around your skull. Gently tap the front of the face, or the face itself, temples, jaw, front of the neck. And then back to this center point here, right at your sternum. All right, now we'll step near the back of the mat, shake out the arms. And just feeling the energy that you're made of. All right, with your next inhale, find chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, walk out to one more down dog. With an in-breath, come forward into plank. Pause there as you exhale. Another breath in. Exhale to downward dog. All right, release down to your knees. And then we'll come back into seated. One more breathing practice. As we come back to seated, we'll practice Kapalabhati for about a minute. And then alternate nostril breathing. So 2 more breathing practices. All right, so Kapalabhati again, exhaling out the nose, just like you're blowing your nose. And then as you relax the contraction of the abdominals, the inhale is fairly passive. It just kind of happens between active exhales. And so, of course, if you ever feel like you're not getting enough breath, then slow down. Maybe even take a few natural breaths and then start back up again. But sitting up nice and tall in a way that you feel supported, hips and spine. Take your attention to your belly, and let's begin. And then releasing Kapalabhati. Just take a few natural breaths. And then we'll move right into alternate nostril breathing. Peace fingers of your right hand in toward your palm, using your thumb and your ring finger to block your nostrils. Right thumb to right nostril, inhale left side. Close it off, exhale right side. Inhale right side. Exhale left side. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Now just take a few more breaths at your own speed. Now, after the next time that you exhale out your left nostril, just go ahead and release your hand down and feel the breath begin to flow in and out without restriction. And now as we guide our palms together in front of the heart, we bow to the light within ourselves as well as each other. Namaste.